welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Stash, a bit weird.
And we're glad to have you. Today is Wednesday, the 6th of August, 2014. And it's the 100th episode! Are you excited? Are you excited?
Sure.
100. That's a lot. We have some special things in store for you today. But first, we want to say a big welcome back to all our returning viewers. We love you. And a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoy the show. If you are new to our podcast, or if you're old to our podcast, and you haven't joined our group, you should go do it. Because it's awesome. And because you can't win prizes from the cowls or any other giveaways we do unless you are in our group. So you should go join right now. We'll wait for you. Go ahead. Okay, now that you've done that, find the introductions thread and introduce yourself. And if you do that, we'll give you a shout out on the next episode, like Damaris is about to do. So Damaris, shout out.
Star-shaped, who is Aubrey, who's a new resident of the West Coast after living on the East Coast for most of her life. Julia knits Jeff, who is Julia from Hamilton, New Zealand. Blomikend, who is Mel from Cape Town, South Africa.
Yes.
Cranky Crafts, who is Steph from Massachusetts. Masterbox P248, who is Jen from Massachusetts.
I wonder if they know each other, since they're both from Massachusetts. I don't know.
Knit Zen T Comics, who is Donna.
Mm-hmm.
And MGO1999, who is Gianni from Michigan. Jeannie. From Michigan.
So hiya! Thanks for joining. Thanks for introducing yourselves. If you want to shout out on the podcast, introduce yourself in the introductions thread and we'll say hiya to you on the next episode. Alright, we have a lot to talk about. We're going to do some special things, a special giveaway or two, celebrating our 100th, and we have some other fun things in store. So, don't miss a single second. We have a lot to say, so we probably should get started. So here we go.
To talk about what's on our needles and spindles.
So Damaris, what is on your needles and spindles today?
I'm making another set of Luna Lovegood jewelry for a friend.
Okay.
So I've only made the radishes and finished the leaves. I haven't sewn them on.
Oh, okay. So you just need to sew those on and then put the earring hooks on them?
Mm-hmm. And
then what else are you making for the set?
A necklace and a ring.
Okay. And is this from a pattern or are you just kind of winging it?
The earrings are, the rest is not.
Okay, do you know what the pattern it's from?
Knitted Radishes by Julia Hunter. Julie Hunter.
Okay. Oh yeah, I did put it in there. What needles are you using?
1.5, 2.5 millimeters.
Okay, and what is the yarn that you're using?
King Cole 4-ply in various colorways.
Okay.
King Cole Merino 4-ply.
Yeah. So you were working on this at Knit Night the other night, and somebody suggested you make a giant radish pillow.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really funny. You'd have to hold it like several strands of it together to make it thick enough.
Yes.
Otherwise it would be very tiny stitches on a very big pillow, and that would take a long time. Maybe. Okay. You want to say anything else about... Oh, did you say that it's the Luna Lovegood?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't remember. Okay, so what else do you have on your needles or spindles?
Well, I'm ready to ply this.
Okay.
100 grams of Countess Ablaze, Merino Black Diamond Bamboo, and Firestar in the Nightmare colorway.
Okay. So you just wound that into a ply ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be 2-ply?
Yes.
Okay. And your goal is to?
Finish it by tomorrow night.
Because
that's the end of Stash Dash.
Yeah, and so that way you can enter it in Stash Dash. Very good. Alright, anything else on your needles and spindles?
Nope.
Alright. Okay, well I have a few things on my needles and spindles. Let's see. Let's start with this one, which I really kind of can't show you, but I'll show you the bag. This is Super Secret Project number 5, and it is the first sock pattern for the Doctor Who Companions Sock Club 2nd edition that I'm doing with Julia from Pandia's Jewels. And it's actually a hoe. It's halfway done. I've finished one sock. This one is not going to be a mirror image sock. It's going to be, both socks are the same. So I've just a while ago typed up the pattern, and we'll have it out to testers towards the end of this week. And it'll be released later this year. So I'm working on that. And so I have 2 more patterns to design after this one for the second edition of the club. The second thing I'm working on is a pair of socks. This is, I'm doing it on US 1.5 2.5 millimeter needles, my Zoom needles, which are 9-inch, is it 23 centimeters?
I don't know.
I want to say that's right. Hayas, and I love them because you go round and round and round, and so it's zooms, and so that I call them my Zoom needles. And I've discovered that people either love them or hate them. There's no in between, because they are a little hard to work with because the needles are only that long. But if you can get used to it, it makes socks go so fast. So the yarn I'm using is Four Seasons Grundle Hot Socks print, and it's just a numbered colorway, 517. And these are going to be birthday socks for my sweet friend Katie. So I finished the foot, and I'm just using my just plain vanilla sock pattern that I've worked out for myself. And I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel on them. I kind of got over excited and was knitting on these Monday night at knit group and knit the foot way too long, and so I had to rip out like, I don't know, 15 rows because I was just knitting while we were chatting, and so I had to rip back, but it wasn't a big deal. So I'm working on that. And then the other thing that is on my needles is my Endless Rainbow, which is a Martina Bem pattern. The yarn, the pink one is Sheep Dreamery Arundel in the Peony colorway, which I won from the Wolf Farms podcast. And the rainbow color is 5 Moons Artemis 4-ply in the Rainbow Nebula colorway. I don't think you can see it, but it is sparkly. There's a little bit of sparkle right there. How many did I say I had done?
22.
So I finished 22 of the triangles. I just finished right before we started recording. And I'm not even a quarter of the way into the pink ball. So I think I'm going to be able to do quite a few more, because I'm just going to go until I run out of the pink yarn, because I'll run out of it before I run out of the rainbow. And I'm doing it on US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles. And I love how it's coming out. Such a fun pattern. So that's on my needles, and that's it. I don't have any spinning on my needles right now. I'm taking a wee break after Tour de Fleece because I did so much during Tour de Fleece. So that's everything on my needles. So I think we're ready to move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about our finished projects.
What did you finish this week, Damaris?
My Mind the Gap socks.
Ooh, pretty. So tell us about them.
The yarn is Trailing Clouds in the Mind the Gap colorway.
Uh-huh.
And the needles were US 1.5, 2.5 millimeters.
Okay, and did you use a pattern?
No.
What did you do for the heel?
I did the OMG heel by Megan Williams.
Yes. Okay, so are you happy with them?
Yes.
So they're not matchy-matchy, but they are reverse of each other. I mean, not exactly reverse, but pretty close. So, yeah, so the colors are reversed because you did from the outside and the inside of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. They're still a little damp because you just finished them. I think they're beautiful. Are you excited to wear them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very pretty. Okay, anything else you finished this week?
Nope.
All right. Well, I only have one thing, so let me show that to you right quick. This is the preemie hat that I finished this week. This is number 19 for the year, so I'm making good progress. And this is from the top-down preemie hat pattern that I have available on Ravelry for free. I did this on US 6's 4 mil needles, and I don't know what the yarn is. It was a donation for preemie hats that someone gave me, so I just used that. And it's just, I did the smallest size because I didn't have a ton of this left, and I wasn't sure how much, if I would have enough to do a bigger size. So that's the only thing I finished this week. Yeah, So I think we're ready to move on to the next segment. And now it's time for my favorite part of our show. If you don't know, after 100 episodes, Yummies. What are Yummies, Mare?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. So let's start off with, we celebrated a birthday this week with a friend. He turned 3 last week, and you had seen what we knitted for him. What did you knit for him?
A fox.
A fox, which he loved. And what did y'all name it?
Fitz.
Fitz the fox.
So I need to knit something that begins with S, so it could be Simmons.
You could do a snail.
I don't want to do a snake.
Not a snake, no. Not a spider either. A snail, a slug.
Ew, not a slug.
Do a snail, maybe. I'm trying to think what else begins with S. I'm sure there's some breed of dog that begins with S.
Scottish Terrier.
Oh, that's so funny because we're in Scotland. Oh, that's funny. Maybe you should do that.
Fitz is Scottish, though.
Oh, but still it's funny. And I had knit him a couple of pair of socks, and he was very excited. He wanted them on immediately after he opened them, and he did not want to take them off for his bath time. Which I guess it would have just soaked them if he had kept them on. So anyway, but we had dinner with them, and we had the best birthday cake for him. His mom is Katie, who we've talked about before on the podcast, and she's always so sweet to make sure whatever she makes is gluten-free so I can eat it. So she made a gluten-free blueberry cheesecake that was, oh my gosh, I think the best cheesecake I've ever eaten. The crust was so amazing. Wasn't it good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was great.
I could just eat the crust.
Oh, I know. I was like, oh, this crust. So we had dinner with them and with some other friends for his birthday. And then after Noah went to bed, Katie and Jeremy and our other friend Rachel that was there taught us how to play Settlers of Catan. Or is it Catan?
I don't know.
I don't know either. And we had never played before, but we had all heard about it and wanted to learn. And so they taught us how to play, and we played a couple of games of that. What did you think of it?
I liked it.
Yeah, I did too. And even the hubs liked it, which he's not typically a board game person. I mean, he'll play chess and Scrabble and things like that, but he's not typically a board game person, and he even liked it. I think because of this kind of strategy aspect to it. So maybe I'll ask for it for my birthday so we can play more. So that was a lot of fun. Okay, next up, I got yarn this week. So, our local yarn shop is Ginger Twist Studio, and so we were in there on Monday. So I picked up a skein of West Yorkshire Spinners Air Valley DK in the, I want to say it's cardamom colorway. I looked it up. I think that's what it was. And this is 100 grams of a DK weight, 75% wool, 25% nylon, 230 meters, 252 yards. I am going to, unless my mind is changed again, in November for National Knit a Sweater in a Month thing, I'm planning to knit the Miranda sweater by, I don't know who by, it's in my queue, with Air Valley, but in the Aran weight, but in this color. So I thought I would knit a hat out of the DK to wear with it. So I bought that, and then, let me see, which one's mine? This one's mine. Oh, look at this awesomeness. This is a skein of Ginger's hand-dyed sheepish sock, which Jess dyes for the shop, in the Outlander colorway, Je suis prêt, which means, it's a Fraser Clan motto, which means I am ready. It is 80% superwash BFL, 20% nylon, 100 grams, 365 meters, and it's high twist. I used this same base when I did the Indiebra yarn crawl socks out of that color right there, the turquoise with the purple and pink in it. I'm so in love with this, and I cannot wait to cast it on. It is so gorgeous. And there's another skein right here that I'll talk about in Cal coming up. So I'm so excited. I think I am just going to do some plain vanilla socks out of this and just let the color speak for itself. So I'm really excited to cast this on. And I will put a link in the show notes for where you can buy it yourself if you want a skein. Because I know she has some skeins left. And she said that if there was more interest in what she had, she would be willing to dye more of them. So I'll put a link in the show notes, and you should definitely check it out because it's amazing yarn. So now we thought that we would talk to you about some of our favorites from the past 100 episodes. So we thought we would start with our favorite projects that we completed at some point in the last 100 episodes. So do you want to show yours first?
Sure. This is my Watson sweater that I did.
What do you remember the pattern?
John Watson's Cabled Crewneck by Trudy Brown.
Okay. And do you remember what yarn you used for that?
Roco Vintage in the Oats colorway.
Okay. And I put a link to it in the show notes to the project page if you want to see it. So this was inspired by Dr. Watson's sweater from the BBC Sherlock series, episode 1. And why do you love it so much?
It just looks nice.
It does look very nice. This was only the second project you did with cables, right?
Yes.
And I love how it looks, and I love how it looks on you. And I'm so proud of you for doing such a difficult project. You would say anything else about it?
No.
No? Okay. Well, my favorite projects that I've completed in the last 100 episodes is another Martina Bem pattern. This is my lefty. Oops. The leaves don't want to stay up, the feathers, I mean. So, like I said, this is the Martina Bem lefty. The gray that I used was Knit Picks Stroll Tonal.
And the Thunderhead colorway.
Yes. And then all of the little feathers are made with leftover yarn from socks and shawls or mini skeins. Everybody's favorite when I wear this is this one, there's more than one with sparkles. And it was just a strand of like thread with sequins on it that I held with a mini skein. But that always gets everyone's attention when I wear it. And I love, love, love how it turned out. I'm ready for it to be cool enough to wear it again. Because it's still a little too warm to wear it. So I typically wear it like this. Wrapped around. And I love gray with pink. And I just love how it turned out. So it is definitely my favorite thing that I have knit since we started podcasting. I think the Endless Rainbow that I'm working on right now is a close second. So next we thought we would talk about our favorite moments that we can remember in the past 100 episodes. So do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first? Okay. So my favorite episode, my favorite moment on the podcast came in episode 73, which was called In Which We Cry, Where Has All the Pink Yarn Gone? And this was somebody, I can't remember who it was, somebody asked the question for the Ask the Geeky Girls segment about what I would do if the world ran out of pink yarn. And I was quite upset by this. And I cried and cried a lot. I was not happy, and I knit with other colors of yarn. But I love my pink yarn. So that was my favorite moment, I think, from all the episodes. What was your favorite?
Well, one of the moments I liked was from episode 65, in which it's a Time Lord dance party, where I was talking about the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who.
Yes. You were very animated and excited to talk about it. Because it's awesome, right? Yep. All right, and then we also thought we would talk about our favorite episode titles. So do you want to start? You want me to? Me? Okay. So my favorite episode title of the last 100 is episode 40, in which it's the final countdown. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun 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 dun. How can you not love that title? I don't even remember what we were talking about because it wasn't the countdown to moving to Scotland yet, I don't think.
End of the year.
Maybe. I don't remember. But yeah, it was so fun to do the dun-dun-duns. Yeah. So what's your favorite episode title?
Well, there are quite a few, but two that I liked was episode 12, in which Cece wants to sing and Damaris wants a Toblerone.
I do like to sing. And you do like Toblerones. They're yummy.
And episode 94, in which there's FO music Marvel Mania.
Marvel Mania. Because you are quite obsessed with Marvel right now. Which is a good thing. So, okay, do you have anything else favorite you want to talk about?
No.
So, what have been y'all's favorites? We would love to hear from y'all in the episode thread about what has been your favorite project that either of us has completed, or what is your favorite project that you've completed in the last 100 episodes. And what is your favorite moment or moments from the podcast? We do quite a few silly things, so I'm sure some of those are that. And what's your favorite episode title? And if you can't remember, if you go to our show notes website, which is
geekygirlsnet.blogspot.com,
there is a link at the top of the page that says episodes or episode list or something like that. And it's got a list of every episode title from the beginning on to today. So we would love to hear from you what your favorite has been. So since this is our 100th episode, another milestone also happened this week. Do you know what it was?
600 members.
600 members. We actually hit, I think we're at 612 members now. So we thought we would do some drawings for some prizes. So Damaris dug around in our prize bag and pulled out a couple of sets of stitch markers. So we actually did the random number generator off camera. Actually, I want this one first. So this first set is for a set that will fit up to size 3.5 mil needles. And the winner of that is PCT Knitter, who is Linda. So Linda, send me Java Pearl a PM on Ravelry with your mailing address, and I'll post that out to you. And the other set is another set that will fit up to size 7 millimeter. And the winner of that is, just one second, here we go, is, I believe it's Shirana, Shirrana, who is Leanne. So Leanne, congratulations. Send me a Java Pearl PM on Ravelry, and I will get that sent out to you. So thank you so much to everyone who's joined, 612 strong now, and for being a part of our group, and we love you guys. And we'll also be celebrating at the end of the month our second Potterversary, so we'll have more prizes then. So the two winners, you have 30 days from when this was posted to send me a PM to claim your prize, and we'll get it sent out to you. All right, next up is Stash Dash. Yes. So I haven't added any more yardage to mine since I talked about it last week when I had already reached the goal and surpassed it, actually. The deadline for this is tomorrow, which actually, when you watch this, it may have already passed. It ends on Thursday, August the 7th, and it was a competition with the Knit Girls to challenge yourself to complete 5K worth of yarn, whether that was knitting, crocheting, weaving, or spinning. So that's 5,000 meters or 5,468 yards. So I've already met my goal. And what about you, Mare?
I've done 1,776 yards.
Yay. And then you're going to try to finish your spinning by tomorrow, and that'll add some more yardage. So you're not going to quite meet it, but I think for your very first year of doing this, I think that's amazing. I think probably you'll have close to 2,000 yards probably when you finish applying that. So that is awesome. High five. Great job. All right, let's move on to GGK Crafty Pad, hashtag. Do you want to tell them what GGK Crafty Pad is?
You take a look at our prompt list for the month, and you take a picture and post it anywhere you like. But we check for our favorites on Instagram. So
they need to make sure and hashtag it with hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. And what's our theme for this month?
Celebration.
Celebration. So you may have already seen that I posted to Instagram our favorites for this week, and I used a fun song about celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. It's a celebration. So we're about to show them what?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
So here come the photos. So those were our favorite photos. So it's never too late to join in. You can always come join us in the fun. Just look at the prompts list, which is on Instagram or on our website, and take a picture according to the prompt. Today is prepare. And I just posted my picture for today about preparing to record episode 100. And hashtag it with GGK Crafty Pad, and we will choose our favorites next week. Alright, so now let's talk about upcoming events that we'll be attending. What do we do on Monday nights?
We go to our local knit club, Townhouse Knitting Club.
Yep. So we're there most Monday nights. So if you're in the Edinburgh area or you're going to be visiting, we'd love to meet up with you there. There's a link in the show notes to that. We have a new upcoming event that we're going to be attending. This is Sweater Curse, a yarn about love. And this is part of the Edinburgh Fringe Festival that is going on in August. Things here in Edinburgh right now are insane. There's so many people here for the Fringe Festival. So we're going to be attending with quite a few members of our knitting group on Tuesday the 19th of August. This goes on every day from the 1st of August to the 24th of August, except for on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. So if you're interested in attending, you should definitely check it out. I put a link in the show notes. And actually Elaine, who is the person that does this, was at our knitting group Monday night. We actually met her at the knitting shop first, and then she was at our knitting group Monday night. So that was fun to be able to visit with her. Other upcoming events. I'll be attending Yarndale, which is in Skipton, on Saturday the 27th of September, and we're still working out the details on the podcaster meetup. And then upcoming next year, the Edinburgh Yarn Festival is in March next year, 2015, at the Edinburgh Corn Exchange. So there's links to all those things in the show notes. Alright, I think that's all of that. That was quite a few yummies. Alright, we should probably move on to the next segment.
To talk about what we're reading and watching.
So what are you reading, Mare?
Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen.
So how's it going?
I think I have about 30% or less left.
Oh, that's pretty good. So you're almost 3/4 of the way through. Good. Are you enjoying it still?
Yes.
Yep. So are you going to try to finish it before you start school back?
Maybe.
We haven't decided yet what day you're starting school. So, okay. Well, I am still reading. I'm reading my nonfiction book number 12 for the year. And it is Flunking Sainthood, A Year of Breaking the Sabbath, Forgetting to Pray, and Still Loving My Neighbor by Jana Reese. And I am probably, I'm trying to think. I think I have 4 more chapters to read, because she's doing it by the months, and I think last night I read August. So that would probably put me around 65 or 70% done, maybe. So that one's going well, and I'm enjoying that. And then I'm also still reading the Wicked Years series by Gregory Maguire. So I finished book 3, which was A Lion Among Men, and now I'm reading Out of Oz, which is the 4th and final book in the series. So, I think my favorite has been the second one, The Son of a Witch. So, but I am probably about, maybe about 40% done with the final book. So, that's still going well. All right, we're ready to talk TV?
Yep.
All right. So, I guess I should scroll down so we can see all of our TV. So the Hubs and I are still watching The Mentalist, and we are into season 6 right now. And last week, had they discovered Red John? I don't think so. When I talked about it last week. So they figured out who Red John is, and he is dead now. And so then it was like almost like a whole reset of the series, because it was like 2 years later in the middle of the season. And so now he's working for the FBI, as is Lisbon and Cho, and Grace and Rigsby have a baby and have like a private consulting firm. And so, yeah, it's been interesting to kind of have a whole revamp of the series. So, I think we have about 5 or 6 episodes left in season 6, and then, season 7 is in production right now, so I'm not sure what the start date on it is. Alright, you want to talk about the next one?
We finished watching Cosmos: A Space-Time Odyssey.
Yeah, what did you think?
I think
Yeah, it was really good. So there was that 13 episodes-ish or so? So that was pretty good. Okay, you want to do the next one?
We finished rewatching season 1 of Stargate SG-1, and now we're watching season 2.
We've been having mega marathons of this. I love this show too. It's really, really good. And we decided we're going to rewatch it, Stargate Atlantis and Stargate Universe and the movies as well. And we're going to do them in order, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we found a viewing guide.
Apparently this year is like a triple anniversary for Stargate fans, because anniversary of the 94 movie, 20 years, I think.
Yeah, 20 years.
And 10 years of Atlantis, and 5 years for Universe.
Ah, okay. That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you and I have had some interesting discussions about favorite episodes, and
I can hardly remember all of them. I just remember bits and pieces. But she reads one word of the one sentence synopsis on IMDb. It's just like, oh, I remember this one. This one is so good.
Yeah. Yeah. She laughs at me. She's like, read the synopsis. Do you remember it? Of course I remember it. And I'm really excited to get to my very favorite episode, which is in season 4, Window of Opportunity.
Wait, is that when Teal Clake has the... You can't call it a goatee. Does he have his goatee? His
I can't
goatee?
remember. Because it's my favorite episode because of
But
this.
it's your favorite episode.
Because of the Sam and Jack moment. Because they... We watched the episode this week where it was the alternate reality and Sam and Jack were engaged.
That episode was sad. Don't talk to me about that.
It was really sad,
episode.
but of course it was really good for the Sam and Jack fans.
Don't talk to me about that episode. No. Don't do it.
I love it. Love Stargate so much. So...
It's like Daniel and his glasses. I could rock those glasses.
You probably could.
Yeah, okay, those are my next glasses. I want those glasses. I'm being serious.
Okay.
I want those glasses.
We'll upload a picture and try some frames on you.
Yeah.
Alright, next up. I finally finished watching the end of Agatha Christie's Poirot.
No, it's not supposed to end. It's not supposed to end. It's been going on since the 80s. It's not supposed to end.
But he died. In the final episode, he died.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I think you're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
I think you're wrong.
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. He died. Yeah, he's dead. Yes. So, that's over. I can't believe it. It was 13 series long.
It's been going on since the 80s.
I know. Yeah. Okay, on a happier note, we're rewatching Gilmore Girls. Love Gilmore Girls, my favorite. If you're out on the road, feeling lonely and so cold, all you gotta do is
okay, we're not gonna sing the whole theme song.
call my name,
Okay.
and I'll be there.
Okay.
On the next train.
Okay. No more. That's very nice. Thank you.
Damaris.
I know what you're gonna say. Thank you. You don't have to tell me. Trust me. I've known this song since I was like 5, I think.
Where you lead, I will follow.
Okay, that's nice. That is lovely.
Anywhere that you tell me
Mama.
to.
No,
I'm not saying that anymore. I'm saying I love Gilmore Girls.
I know.
I love Gilmore Girls.
I know you do.
So we're in season 1 still. We just watched the 3rd Lorelai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I love Gilmore Girls. We're also rewatching. Well, it's the first time for Damaris to watch. It's a rewatch for me. Do you want to say it?
That's what it's called. The show.
Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman.
Show.
What do you think?
This show.
The show what?
I don't even know. I think I can think of no words to better describe this show than this show.
Is it positive, this show?
I don't even know.
It's such a good show. I love it. I love it.
What network was this on?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Maybe CBS?
This show.
I don't remember. I love it. It's early to mid 90s superhero. And it's brilliant. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I think it would probably be better than the 70s Incredible Hulk series. I think it might be. I haven't seen it, but I'm thinking it might be better than that.
Yeah, because there is campy moments, but it's so brilliant. I love it. I can't wait for them to get together.
There are some campy moments. There are some.
Yes.
Some.
That's what I said.
Some.
I'm gonna start singing again.
When do they get together?
They start dating in season 2, I believe. So, love the show.
It's your turn.
I know it's my turn. I was trying to get my breath. The Hubs and I are still watching Covert Affairs. We're watching season 5 as it airs. I think this is the last season. I really do.
Can you confirm or deny?
They haven't announced yet that I know. But I think they've kind of gotten close to jumping the shark.
In this show, you could literally jump a shark. She would probably literally jump a shark.
We should get an animated shark on our screen and go, I want a shark.
How are you going to do that?
I have no idea.
The one that you could probably find would be a dolphin doing that. Jump the dolphin. We're going to jump the dolphin. Oh my gosh, that show is so Jump the Dolphin.
And then the Hubs and I are also watching Unforgettable. We're watching season 3 as it airs, and it's fun. I like it. It's good. We watched some movies this week. You want to talk about them?
These movies.
I'm going to drink some water while you start.
We watched the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. The Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Except for the Hubs doesn't call it that. He calls it Spider-Man.
No. Spider.
I know, but he calls it Spider.
Because he's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's
Up and away, web.
Do you have anything you want to say about the Spider-Man movies? Okay. I'm sensing a no. So we haven't rewatched the
Andrew Garfield one. I love Andrew Garfield's.
So we're going to rewatch that, but we're waiting until closer when the
second one
release date for the second one is, which is mid-August.
Mm-hmm. It's on the same day as Winter Soldier.
Oh, that's pretty convenient. We'll just have lots of movies to watch.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, now that Damaris has done web slinging, because there's no web slinging in the next episode, next show I'm going to talk about. Outlander. Yeah, you just be, because Damaris is like, why do you say this every week? And I say, because I don't want somebody new to come watch the show and have a younger child or somebody Damaris' age and think that it's appropriate for younger people to watch and read, because I'm talking about it when it's not. So it's not safe for Damaris. She did not watch this. She didn't read the books. Okay? Okay. So, Outlander. The first episode actually released early on the internet. So this is the Starz series based on Diana Gabaldon's books, and they're doing a 16 episode season. It would be lovely for it to be 16 seasons. There's 8 books. They could do 2 seasons per book. I'd totally go for that.
I think the more logical thing would probably be a season per book.
I don't know.
And
I don't know.
An episode per chapter, unless there's like 75 chapters.
There are a lot of chapters. I don't know how far they're going with this season. Anyway, the first episode was, I'm probably saying it wrong, Sassenach?
Oh, I would say Sassenach.
Maybe.
Or Sassenach.
So, it was gorgeous. The scenery, because it was filmed here in Scotland, is just amazing. And the music was so good. And I really... Somebody named Bear.
Okay.
I can't think what his full name is, but I've seen it posted.
I don't know that guy.
He records really good music. Because it's awesome. And I love that they are having Claire narrate the series, because there's so much that happens in the books that they can't really act out on screen, so she gives us a lot of the backstory and information that we got in the books but not necessarily in the filming. I really, really liked how they dealt with her time travel, because I was worried that it was going to be really not good. So the series is being produced by Ronald Moore, who did Battlestar Galactica. I looked it up. His name is Moore. We were discussing this the other night and I couldn't remember his name. So I was like, oh, what are they going to do? But they ended up doing it. She describes it as how it felt when she was in a car accident. She was asleep in a car and they had an accident, and that kind of waking up and feeling the accident happen. And that's kind of how they illustrated the time travel. And it was really good. So I'm so ready for the next episode, which is still a little ways away, because the first episode does not officially air on TV until this Saturday. So then the second episode, Castle, is it Leoch? Will air on Saturday the 16th of August. So I am really, really excited for that and can't wait for it to come. And that's it. That's all the TV we've watched and movies that we've watched this week. So I think we'll move on to the next segment. Alright, now it's time to talk about our current cowl. It is the Summertime and the Living is Easy cowl. Yeah. So, this is running from June the 1st through August 31st, and it's for any project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us is related to summertime. And if you can't think of a reason, you did it in the summer. That's our cheater reason. But if you have a fun reason that it correlates, we love reading those. They're fun. And you can do more than one project. You just have to start it no earlier than June the 1st and finish it by August 31st. And you can enter as many times as you want, as long as you follow the rules. And you can double dip in other cowls, which is totally fine with us. We have at least 4 prizes. We have a couple of prizes of coupon codes from Christy Ray, and we have a $10 pattern from Ravelry donation by Leaner, and then we'll have at least one thing from our bag of prizes, maybe more. We'll just have to wait and see. So, Damaris, we have quite a few people who finished projects this week, so you want to give them a shout out?
Anne Fran 25, Apple 380 times 2, AZ Nitwit times 2, The Bite, Ayana times 2, J Will times 2, Katie Did What times 4, Katie Kitty J times 4, Crafty Mama, Little Yellow Uke times 4.
No, not 4, 2.
2 times 2. Lubinose Jacob, Marsha TF, May G, Mimi Teacher times 2, Pinky Peppy times 2, Ruzy, and Wisconsin Air times 3.
Great job, y'all. So keep working on those projects. You have About 3 weeks left? Ish. What is today?
6th.
Okay, so we're a little over 3 weeks left. I know I told you what day it was at the beginning of this episode, but I don't remember. Please tag your projects on Ravelry with GGK Summertime. GGK Summertime, that's right. And if you post it on social media, please hashtag it with hashtag GGK Summertime so that we can see all of your lovely work and how everybody's doing. We'll close that thread the morning of September the 1st and draw prize winners on the next episode after that. All right, on to the next segment. And then the other Cal that we have going on is the Outlander Cal. This is one that I am co-hosting with Jasmine and Gigi from the Gilmore Girls, Maria from Subway Knits, and Kristen from Yarngasm. And this is going to be an Instagram Cal, so you'll need to tie your project somehow to Outlander. And I know they've all got prizes, and then I also have a prize that was donated by Jess from Ginger Twist Studio. I showed this in the Yummy segment, but this is her Outlander colorway Je suis prêt, which means I am ready. And it's on a sock base, her sheepish sock base. 100 grams, 365 meters of 80% superwash BFL and 20% nylon, and it's high twist. And it's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And so Jess donated this for a prize. She also has it for sale, so I'll put a link in the show notes to where you can purchase it online if you don't want to wait. But, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to do this prize at mid-season break or at the end of season 1 of the show. I haven't decided yet, but it's lovely. It's based on the tartan of the Fraser clan, and it's so beautiful. It's got that blue right there and green and this darker blue and all these different shades of green, and it's just gorgeous, and I love it. And I just want to wear it around my neck as a cowl. I think that's a perfectly reasonable way to wear it. Don't you think?
Sure.
Okay, so the 2 hashtags for the cowl are hashtag countdown to Outlander and hashtag kilt me now cowl. Not kill me now. Kilt, because it's Scottish. Kilt me now cowl. There's a thread in our group for questions and planning and encouraging each other along the way, and I believe there's also threads in the other groups that are the 4 podcasts that are co-hosting this together. So, figure out your Outlander project, figure out how to tie it to Outlander somehow, and get working on it. And we will announce winners at mid-season break and at the end of season 1. All right, I think we're ready for the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, part of our show where you ask us a question and we answer it.
Except for today, we're doing things a little differently.
Surprise!
Surprise! 100th episode. Yes. So, while we were talking this week about stuff that we wanted to do on the podcast episode this week, I actually went back and watched part of episode 1 of the podcast. You had long hair then. You did. It was late August 2012. So, we realize that not everybody has been watching since episode 1, which is fine. And that we've had lots of new members recently, and you may not have time to go back and watch all 100 episodes. Because I face the same thing when I start watching a new podcast, a new to me podcast. I don't necessarily have time to go back and watch the entire back catalog. So, we thought it might be fun to reintroduce ourselves to you. So, if you've been with us from the get-go, you might know all this stuff already. But if you joined us recently or you haven't seen the first few episodes, you may not know all these things. So, Damaris, why don't you start and introduce yourself?
I thought you were going to start.
No, I thought I'd throw you
I thought you were going to start.
Thought I'd throw you a curve. No, you go ahead.
You surprised me already. Now you go ahead and surprise me again. You start, please. Please.
It was a dark and stormy night.
Yeah.
Late September 1963. I wasn't even alive then.
No.
You don't want to start?
No.
Oh, Damaris. Okay. think you should start.
I think you should start.
Okay, so I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl, on Ravelry. And where that name came from is that I'm addicted to coffee. Did you know that?
No, I don't make a pot every night.
You had an eyelash on your face?
Or anything.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Yeah. So I'm quite addicted to coffee.
I'm not. She won't let me drink coffee.
Not yet.
Not yet. When can I drink coffee? When I'm 16?
Late December 1963.
Mama. That's almost 51 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
I wasn't alive then either. Because you weren't alive then.
And so the Java came from my love of coffee. And Java Knit just didn't sound right. So I had to go with
Java.
So I had to go with Java Pearl.
Knit Java sounds cool.
Even though purling is not my favorite thing to do. I much prefer the knit stitch.
Knit Java sounds like some sort of superhero.
Knit Java! So that's where Java Pearl came from, is my love of coffee and my love of knitting. And I started knitting in 2005, and I'm a self-taught knitter. I bought one of those kits from a big box store that had needles and instructions and all that fun stuff in it, and I taught myself to knit. And for several years, I knit scarves and blankets and baby hats and things like that, until, is that 2011?
Sure.
Yeah. I think early 2011 we relocated to a new place, or not, well, it wasn't a new place, and we returned to...
An old new place. A new old place.
Yes, we returned to the town that we had lived in when...
To the seat of the grad.
Yes, when the Hubs and I went to seminary, to grad school. And there was a local yarn shop there, and I took some classes and improved my ability, and started knitting socks and started designing stuff, and it's just gone from there. I am in my mid-30s. I have had numerous jobs over the years.
Your favorite of which was?
Being a mama and a wife. To the Hubs. He and I have been married almost 17 years. It'll be 17 years in September. And Damaris will be 15 in October. Oh my gosh.
It's like...
It is like what? So, what?
It's like I'm halfway to 30.
Oh dear Lord.
I'm 3/4 to 20.
Oh. Excuse me while I have a breakdown here.
No, okay, you gotta keep introducing yourself. Reintroducing yourself. Come on, let's go. We're gonna do this every 100 episodes. We're gonna reintroduce ourselves.
Okay, maybe. Wow, well, that kind of just threw me for a loop. So, shh, stop saying that. Shh. So, I have my master's degree in divinity and spiritual care, and I am an ordained minister, and I was a hospital chaplain before I got ill and was unable to work anymore. So, health-wise, I have fibromyalgia, which is a debilitating chronic illness, and I am in the midst of trying to get good treatment for this, and hopefully things will improve. Things are already starting to improve, living in a cooler place than Texas, but there's some other missing pieces to the puzzle that we're still working on. Which brings us to, how are we Texas people living in Scotland? Well, why don't you introduce yourself right quick first, and then we'll talk some more.
I'm Damaris.
Hi, Damaris.
It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you as well. What's your Ravelry name?
I am Damaris-a-bit-weird on Ravelry.
And why?
It came from a Doctor Who episode.
What was the episode?
The Lodger.
And what was how did it come about? Like, what is a bit weird about?
I don't remember.
Oh dear. Okay. I thought it was from a cabin pressure episode.
No.
Okay.
I should make my name something from cabin pressure.
But you're only allowed 3 names, and you've already gone through 2.
No, I thought you were allowed 3 name changes.
Oh, I don't know.
Because I've only done 1.
So you're only allowed so many name changes on Ravelry. Okay. So how old are you?
I'm 14. Almost 15.
Yep.
Halfway to 30.
Quit saying that!
3/4 to 20.
What grade in school are you?
10th, apparently.
Yes, this fall you will be a sophomore.
I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah.
Apparently it is.
And where do you go to school?
Home.
Because you are?
Looking at it.
You're homeschooled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing.
Yeah. So when did you learn in it?
2008, I think.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to look.
I think it was 2008. Because you were 8-ish. I can't remember if you were 7 on the way to 8 or if we started teaching you after you turned 8.
I was 8-ish.
No, you 8 on the way to 9. 2008, you turned 9 in 2008. Oh, dear.
I was 8-ish.
She was 8-ish. And,
It was 2007.
so tell us about your knitting career.
I started, and I took several months to knit a few rows of garter thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And how did things improve? So you really got active knitting when?
When you started getting active.
2011. And now you've done amazing things. Okay, anything else you want to say before we talk about Texas to Scotland?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's talk Texas to Scotland. So in 2013, after the podcast had already started, we'll come back to why Geeky Girls Knit in a minute. We relocated from Texas to Scotland, to Edinburgh, because the Hubs is working on his PhD in theology at the University of Edinburgh. So we sold everything we own other than the 3 suitcases, 3 military duffel bags, and 6 carry-ons that we brought on the plane with us. And there is a little bit stuff left still in the States. My parents have like 3 Rubbermaid tubs of like memory stuff, so some of Damaris's baby stuff and stuff like that. And the Hub's mom has a few boxes of his books that he couldn't bear to part with but didn't bring over here with him. And we just sold everything and moved over here. So we've been here almost a year. It'll be a year towards the end of the month, right around our podiversary. So so we've been here in Scotland almost a year. Let's jump back and talk about why Geeky Girls Knit. So how did we get started podcasting?
I don't remember.
Okay, well I do because I rewatched episode 1. And it came back to me. So, I had started watching podcasts in 2011-ish, maybe early 2012, and some of the knitters that we knew were also podcast watchers and suggested that it would be fun for Damaris and I to do a podcast together to kind of have the mama-daughter dynamic, but also the geeky stuff that we love, because we are self-proclaimed geeks. Yes? So that's why Geeky Girls Knit. So, the format has changed a little over the last 2 years. We used to talk in detail about every episode of TV we watched, and that became overwhelming, and we couldn't do that. So now we just kind of touch on the basics of stuff we watch, unless it's something like really, really OMG, which is typically like Doctor Who and Sherlock. Other than that, we tend to just kind of talk little bits about it. We used to do trivia stuff. We haven't done that lately. But yeah. So what else do we want to talk about? Introducing ourselves wise. What are some of your loves?
Knitting.
Okay.
Chocolate.
What about book-wise?
Narnia.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
The Inheritance Cycle.
Oh, I love those. Anything else? Avengers?
Yeah, that's not books.
Oh, sorry. I was jumping ahead to movies because you were talking about...
Yes! Avengers is one of my favorite movies. I love Marvel Cinematic Universe. I love superheroes. I love Black Widow.
What about TV-wise?
I was originally not the biggest fan of Elementary, but now it's one of my favorite TV shows ever. I like it even more than BBC's Sherlock.
She's wrong.
She's
wrong.
I like it even more than BBC's Sherlock.
No, she's wrong.
And I'm sure you can respect that.
No, I can't.
I like Doctor Who, and I like BBC's Sherlock. And I like Stargate SG-1.
Yes.
And Firefly.
Oh, I love
the
Firefly.
The Whedonverse, all of the Whedonverse.
Yeah.
I can't remember what happened in Dollhouse, but
Yeah,
sure, that too.
I'm thinking we should rewatch Dollhouse at some point after our other rewatches.
It has Dushku in it.
Yes. Yeah, this segment is going to be really long, apparently.
Are you having fun?
Are you having fun yet? Did you miss me? Some of my loves, as I've already talked about coffee and knitting, the color pink.
If you could not guess by this whole row right here, look at that, I would never have guessed.
Yeah. Pink is one of my favoritist faves.
That's not a word.
I love the word favoritist. I love to make up words as well.
It's not a word.
I make up words.
It's not a word.
I make up words.
I like the color purple.
The movie?
I have not. What?
You haven't seen that movie.
I haven't.
No. That's the name of it, though. Book-wise, I love fiction. I read a lot of fiction. I love mystery and crime fiction. But I also love fantasy stuff. So, Harry Potter and Inheritance Cycle that you mentioned. I'm constantly reading, though. And I forget about things that I've read and end up rereading them again because I've forgotten that I've read them. TV-wise, Lost is one of my very favorites. I hate how it ended, but I love the rest of the show. Gilmore Girls is my very favoritist ever. Firefly, Doctor Who. I was not a Doctor Who fan when we started the podcast. I did not like it, and I would not watch it.
I coerced.
She did coerce me, and I watched, at that point, 6 series of it in, a month and a half.
Sure, you watched some without me, which I still find scandalous.
You were doing schoolwork.
You didn't watch while I was doing schoolwork, you watched The X-Files.
I thought you watched The X-Files with me.
Not all of it.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
You would watch The X-Files while I was doing schoolwork.
Okay. I like a lot of sci-fi stuff. Firefly, Doctor Who, Sherlock, Elementary.
That's totally sci-fi.
Not all of those are sci-fi.
Elementary is totally sci-fi.
It is. With the great turtle.
What?
Clyde.
What?
Clyde is a superhero in disguise as a turtle. Okay, anything else we want to introduce about ourselves? I'm thinking. All our family lives still back in the U.S., so my parents and my sister and brother-in-law and niece Lola and nephews Wyatt and Waylon all live in Louisiana. They relocated from New Mexico recently to Louisiana. And one of my nephews lives in Texas still. And then the Hubs family also lives in Texas. Yeah. I can't think of anything else. So I guess that is our reintroductions. Now, if you have questions about any of the stuff we've talked about, or stuff we haven't talked about and you would like to ask us, what should they do?
Post it in our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group.
That's right, and we will answer your questions. So we'll be back to answering our questions like normal next week. And we're running low on questions, so you should definitely go to the Ravelry group and ask us a question. All right, I think we're ready to move on finally to the next segment. Damaris.
Yes.
This is the end of our 100th episode.
Okay.
I still can't believe we've recorded 100 episodes. That is so much.
Yes.
Do you love it?
Yes.
Yes. It would not be a normal week without us recording. I want to keep recording forever.
I don't think so.
So that means you can never move far away from me so we can record together. Because you were just born yesterday and you can't go away because you're not growing up ever.
No, remember, I'm 3/4 to 20.
No, I don't believe you. No.
And when I turn 15, I'll be 1 year away from 16.
Oh, I'm not old enough to have
and
a
when
15-year-old.
I'll be.
No.
I was trying to think of a fraction. I'll be 3 years away from 18. Yes.
No.
I will.
No.
I will be.
No. I'm going to do some announcements because I'm just going to stay in my delusion state.
Cleopatra, Queen of Denial.
That's me. Cece, Queen of Denial and Coffee. My denial is filled up with coffee. Yes. And pink boats.
That's not a very good irrigation source, then.
No. My friend Anna of Toil and Trouble Yarns is hosting a fiber retreat in New Hampshire in May of 2015. And I'm one of the sponsors for the retreat. So there's links in the show notes to that. And if you're in that area or you want to travel to that area, you should go check it out and sign up for the retreat.
It's at Tokomapog.
Sure.
You can't pronounce it.
Because I can't pronounce it.
I'm probably not pronouncing it right either. But
thank you to those of you who have shopped on Amazon via our site. We are Amazon affiliates and we earn a little bit each time you click through our site to buy on Amazon. And that helps pay for shipping of prizes and purchases of prizes and hosting stuff and all that fun stuff. So thank you to those of you who have shopped on Amazon via our site. And just a reminder to do that because every little bit helps and that way we can get more prizes and fun things like that for you. All right, Damaris, you probably should tell them where they can find us online now that we're 100 episodes in.
You can find us at geekygirlsnet.blogspot.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online. YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
Etc. And we want to say a big thank you to y'all. Do you know why?
Enlighten me.
Because without them, we would have no reason to podcast. But because they watch every single week, we have a reason to podcast. And we love you very, very muchly. So until next week and episode 101, have a lovely week. Happy knitting. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.